And we're back with Bedtime Stories. Grown-up edition. Queenpin 2.0, Part 8. When we left off at the round table in Trinidad, Woody, Tru, and Selima were being interrogated by the Queen Mother after Tru gave her the PG version of what she overheard in Rennie's hotel room before they headed to the airport for their flight to Venezuela. She told her about the private conversation that she and Rennie had on the airplane 5 months earlier. Rennie said, I know. I said I wasn't even thinking about men right now. But this is different. It's Donovan. I've been knowing that boy forever. Plus, we've been spending so much time together, and you wouldn't believe the things that he's told me that I didn't even know. He filled me in on everything that was going on while I was in the psych hospital, too. Now, I'm sure some of it was skewed, because that man desperately needs to get back on his medication. But I know how he thinks. Plus, I was able to fill in a lot of the blanks with the stuff that Stephanie was telling me before she got missing. She probably needs some damn medication, too, now that I think about it. Tru said, focus. Listen, I just don't want either one of y'all to get hurt. To do anything that y'all gonna regret or to hurt anybody else in the process. And if all I had to worry about was somebody having some hurt feelings or a broken heart, that would be one thing. But both of y'all violent, and y'all both have been known to cook up some sadistic schemes. I would really hate for anybody to end up unalive, because y'all two done got caught up and confused and pissed off and trying to get y'all lick back. Rennie said, that's just it. We both know what the other is on. And neither one of us is willing to push the limits of what the other is capable of, if you know what I mean. Tru said, what about Maribel? Then Rennie says, sis, so let me tell you the skinny. So apparently, after the funeral, Manny told Donovan to stay the hell away from her. Girl, Maribel told her pops that she didn't want nothing to do with Donovan. And Manny told him in front of the Queen Mother that he will make her baby boy a memory if he does anything to hurt his baby girl. When Donovan told me about it, he didn't sound scared or nothing, but he sounded like he believed him. And he ain't want no problems. He didn't even say that girl's name since then. When the trio arrived in Venezuela, they checked into the resort hotel where they'd be staying from Thursday to Sunday. Tru did a thorough sweep of all of their rooms the way that Corey taught her, looking for bugs. When they left the resort to go on their little shopping spree, they had a driver waiting for them outside, and when they climbed into the back, Selima was waiting for them. She supplied them with the Venezuelan currency that they needed, US-based cell phones with international plans, and satellite phones. She also supplied them with hidden cameras and weapons that they could disguise so that they could take them into all of the establishments that they would be frequenting over the weekend. Then she gave them updated intel on their mark, Lil Jose. She'd already told Tru all she needed to know about how to get Lil Jose's attention, how to keep his attention, how to string him along and get out of sleeping with him during that weekend, how to insert Donovan into his crew, and how to ensure that he'd want to stay in communication with her after she went home at the end of her vacation. When Tru, Rennie, and Donovan arrived at Central Sambil, the largest mall in Venezuela, located in the capital city of Caracas, they hit up all of the designers that were well known to them back in the States and several of the local brands. And that's where they ran into Lil Jose and his crew. Inside a store called Pro Feet, Jose was trying on the latest designer sneakers while Tru and Rennie checked out the handbags and accessories. Donovan struck up a conversation with the associate who was mulling around. Donovan said, yo, show me what's hitting on this island. And the associate took Donovan near where Jose and his crew were. Donovan made a thing of trying to convert the price from Venezuelan currency to U.S. currency, drawing Lil Jose's attention. The two men exchanged jokes and laughs in Spanish. And when Donovan asked where was a good place to have a meal before he and his friends headed out for a night on the town, Jose asked, you not staying at one of those all-you-can-eat, all-inclusive resorts? And Donovan said, yeah, we are, but we don't really like the food that they have there. Lil Jose told him about a restaurant that his family owned. Donovan said, we'll check it out. The trio continued their shopping, and then they headed back to the resort. They did all the things that tourists usually would. They went out on the beach, and after showering and changing, Tru and Rennie went to the resort club. They pretended to drink, and they danced the night away. They didn't miss several members of Jose's crew who were posted up and observing them, but they never approached. When their night came to an end, they headed back to their room, having had zero interaction with Lil Jose's men. And that was all a part of the plan. They stayed in their rooms late Friday morning, under the auspices of having had too much to drink and having partied too hard the night before. They ordered in room service and didn't leave their rooms until afternoon. They did an excursion, headed back to the room, and got dressed to the nines and headed to the restaurant that Lil Jose told them about. The surveillance that the team Salima put on Lil Jose and the surveillance that she did netted them some reliable intel on how Lil Jose handled his weekends. He did dinner at the family restaurant on Fridays, a local club on Friday nights, and he was known to host a pool party or a yacht party during the day on Saturdays, followed by a kickback of sorts at one of his houses with whatever woman or women he had his eye on over the weekend. Lil Jose loved tourists. So Tru, Rennie, and Donovan timed their arrival at the restaurant perfectly. They walked in and were seated just as Jose was being served his first course. Recognizing them, he waved Donovan over. And when Donovan approached, he said, "I thought you was gonna swing by yesterday." Donovan said, "Nah, my girl and her best friend, they made other plans that I ain't know about." "What, you was looking for us?" Jose said, "Nah, nothing like that, but I told the hostess to expect y'all and roll out the red carpet. I like to be a part of the welcoming committee, if you know what I mean. Make sure that tourists are having a good time." Donovan said, "Oh, I feel you. Well, if that's the case, where's a good place to party tonight?" When Lil Jose told Donovan where him and his crew would be, Donovan said, "We'll check it out, unless, of course, they've already made other plans." The two men chuckled, and Lil Jose said, "Which one of them is your girl?" When Donovan said that Rennie was his girl, Lil Jose said, "And what's up with the other one?" Donovan said, "She's single, but she a little shy." Lil Jose said, "Why you bring your girl and her best friend on vacation?" Donovan said, "I ain't bring them. They brought me. They was a little nervous about traveling internationally, 2 women alone, so they asked me to tag along. And I'm doing my best to stay out of their way as much as possible. But I'm going to keep an eye on them, too. They went out last night and drunk way too much and partied way too hard. We ain't get out till about 2 o'clock. Lil Jose said, "They wasn't too scared to go out and party without you?" Donovan said, "They just went to the little club at the resort. They was right downstairs. I was a phone call away. Plus, I had work that I needed to do. I brought my laptop with me, so it's kind of a working vacation. I need them to do as much together without me as possible. Matter of fact, that club you told me about, you gonna be there tonight?" When Lil Jose said yes, Donovan said, "If they end up going without me, can you do me a solid and look out for them? You seem like a stand-up guy, like you know the area, this your family restaurant. I'm sure you wouldn't let anything happen to them and besmirch your own good name." Lil Jose said, "Oh, absolutely. I'll make sure they good, and I'll make sure they get back home." Donovan said, "Nah, if they go without me, I'm going to drop them off and I'm going to pick them up. I just mean, look out for my girl and make sure they both straight. You know what I mean?" Lil Jose said, "No doubt. I got you, compadre." Donovan headed back over to the table with Tru and Rennie and said, "It's a go." Donovan took the 2 ladies over to Lil Jose's table and made the introductions. "This is my girl, Princess, and this is her friend, Yael. I'm Max, by the way." When they were done with introductions and casual conversation, the 3 headed back to their table and enjoyed a delectable Venezuelan meal, headed back to their hotel, and rehearsed the play for the evening. That night, Tru and Rennie headed to the club where Lil Jose and his crew would be. Tru played the role of Yael, the shy friend, and Rennie played the role of the happily attached and comfortable because her man was with her on this trip friend. They briefly interacted with Jose and his crew and didn't miss how Lil Jose couldn't keep his eyes off of Tru. At about 1:30, Rennie made it a point to be seen heading towards the exit with Tru in tow, and Lil Jose approached them asking, "Where you ladies heading?" And Rennie said, "Oh, we gotta go. My man is outside." Lil Jose said, "What y'all getting into tomorrow? Matter of fact, I'll walk y'all out to the car and ask Max." When they got to the car, Lil Jose said, "So, I'm throwing a yacht party tomorrow. Y'all should come." Max said, "Let me check our itinerary. I think we have an excursion planned." Lil Jose said, If you spin a grip on it, I'll reimburse you. But the yacht party is an event not to be missed. I do them about once a month, and all the movers and shakers on the island are going to be there. We're going to have food, drinks, music. We head out around 3, and we're usually back in around 7:30, 8. Just enough time for everybody to get back, freshen up, pre-game before they come through for a little kickback in my place. How about this? Lock my number in and call me if you think you want to come through, and I'll give you all the details. Then he gave Donovan his phone number. The next day, Tru and Woody, dressed in the sexiest bikinis that they'd brought with them. Donovan had called Lil Jose and arranged to drop the ladies off on the docks. The yacht would be setting sail. He told Lil Jose that he still had work that he needed to get completed. And they agreed that Lil Jose would drop the ladies back off at the resort when the boat docked, since he couldn't guarantee what time the boat would be coming back in. Donovan promised that he'd be with the ladies at the little kickback because he didn't know if he felt comfortable letting them go to Lil Jose's house alone. It was time for the ladies to up the ante. At the round table, the Queen Mother said, "Pause. I want to hear all about how y'all got in good with Lil Jose. But I got another question. How exactly did Wise end up in Venezuela with you?" And she looked at Selima. Selima said, "So what had happened was," Queen Mother said, "Oh, you've been spending way too much time with that Rennie. Just get to it." Selima said, "I promise it was never intended to be anything serious. Just a little fun. My crew, they ain't need no babysitting. Plus, I couldn't be seen on the island, so I had to stay in the house. I own a very secure property on the island, and I needed some entertainment." He and I had flirted a little bit back in Dallas when we first met, and the next day, I had to leave to go to Venezuela. I gave him a task to complete, and he completed it 5 months earlier. So as they headed to the dock for the yacht party, Wise was in Dallas boarding a flight to Venezuela. Selima had left Dallas and headed to Venezuela the day after she got those tools from LJ, leaving Tru, Rennie, and Donovan in Dallas for several days. A few hours after she left, Wise was going about his normal day. It didn't take long for him to spot a tail. He called Big Wood, and together they set a trap. Wise led the tail to a street parallel to the safe house. Then Woody pulled up behind the man's car. When Wise slammed on the brakes, the man pulled up short, and Woody pulled up real close behind him. The two men pinned the tail in, and then they both jumped out, burners in hand. At gunpoint, the man admitted that he was hired by Selima. His job was to report all of Wise's movements to her and let her know if Wise ever went to see a doctor. Wise just burst out laughing. Then realizing that the man was serious, he looked at Big Wood and said, "What the hell kind of mess is this chick on?" Big Wood said, "I told you not to go there, but you ain't listen." Wise said, "I thought you said that because you bagged Shorty. I ain't know she was on it like that." Then he looked at the man and said, "I should blow your top off on GP, wasting my damn time and messing up my schedule." The man begged him to either kill him or promise not to tell Selima that he made him. Wise said, "Just do your job. Stay out of my way. Do a better job at being undetectable." Then Wise and Woody hopped back in their cars and drove to the safe house. Inside, Wise said, "You gonna have to explain to me why this woman thought that was the right thing to do." So Woody told Wise that Selima's the daughter of the head of the Baptiste family and in position to become the Queenpin. Wise only knew about the Baptiste family because of his involvement in the sting operation against India. He was a part of the plan that was executed at the park the day that Pops Andy had the unfortunate heart attack. But other than that, he didn't know a whole lot about a whole lot. And what he said, Selima is not the kind of woman you play with. Whatever it's going to be on her terms. You want to play in her playground? Go see that doctor. Wise said, "I ain't never been no woman's puppet. I ain't about to start now. She want to ride, she going to let me drive. Then we can hang like wet clothes." About 6 days after that, Wise got his test results back, showing that he had a clean bill of health. He talked all that big stuff when he and Woody were at the safe house. But the more he kept spotting the tail over and over again, just about everywhere he went over the next day or so, the more intrigued he became. So by the third day, he decided to go see the doctor. And on Friday morning, he flagged down the tail and made him call Selima. When she answered, Wise took the phone and said, "Call this nigga off and then FaceTime me. He got the number. He tossed the phone to the man and walked off. Later that day, Salima FaceTimed Wise. He said, "That man you put on me is good, but he ain't good enough. I've been trained by the best, and I'm not new to this. I let him follow me, but I ain't make it easy. So I made that nigga within an hour of leaving my hotel the morning after the day we met." Salima said, "You think I don't already know that? You think I don't know all about you already? That fool is in training. And part of that training includes at least one mission that he's not going to be successful in. He's not even close to being ready to work for me. It was a test for him. But it was a test for you too. I needed to see if you was on your square. Because I can't have no niggas who can't watch their own six in my bed. I also needed to see if you was going to respect that man's hustle." Why, I said, "Damn. Okay then, big gangster." So check this out. Then he shared his screen, logged into his My Chart, and scrolled through his test results. He was shocked when Salima said, "Alright, cool. Here's mine." And then she shared her screen and logged into her My Chart and scrolled through her test results. Wise was surprised to see that it wasn't one-sided. Salima was big gangster, but she wasn't on trying to run no man just because she had paper and power. Salima said, "I want to see you, but you got to come where I am. I'm working and I'm not free until Sunday. I'll send you a private though." Wise said, "What the hell I look like letting a chick fly me out? I ain't no damn city girl. You're not going to be able to sun me, ma. You might be big gangster, but I'm not no little nigga. I'll pay my own way." Salima gave him the location and then she said, "So you said you ain't no little nigga? And let me see what you working with." Wise said, "Nah, you first." Then Salima said, "If you screen record me, you a dead man." Wise said, "I told you when we sat down at the bar how I give it up. I ain't been going without, so I ain't desperate. I'm certainly not desperate enough to record a woman without her permission. Don't insult me, ma." Then Salima propped up her phone and did a slow, seductive striptease. And by the time it was Wise's turn, his mans was at full attention. And by the time they got off FaceTime, the plans had changed. Wise was flying out the next morning because neither of them could wait until Sunday. And while Tru and Rennie were at the yacht party, Salima was turning Wise every which way but loose.